Hello everyone, my name is Lamson. Today I want to talk about the Archer investment order for legendary commanders in Rise of Kingdoms so you can get the best value in the open field. Let's get into it. Alright. First up is Queen Dido. In my opinion, she is not very relevant in the field and you shouldn't invest him at all if you are going for field only. Don't get me wrong, she's a beast in garrisoning, but for field because two of her skills in is relevant for only garrisoning and small amount of skill goes for the field. I don't think she's a really good investment. And that's why I'm going to put her in F tier. Next up is Henry V. Henry V is originally a rally commander, but as we can see in the past few months, a lot of archermen and even Wales used him a lot, and because he's a real beast in the field, and in my opinion, he can be in the top two archer marches and be in the meta marches today. That's why I can put him in the S tier. And also you can use him at 5515 or even 5511, but I think the expertise is game changing because of the damage and counter attack damage you deal to the target. Next up is Boudica Prime. In my opinion, Boudica Prime is a really good investment. She has high single target damage, some health, and march speed, and you can use her at 5551, and it gives a lot of benefit. But in my opinion, you should go to for expertise because she has a 80% chance to remove silence, and that's very good. And also a 10% raw damage, like it's amazing. That's why I'm going to put her at S plus for now. Maybe when Herman comes out, we're gonna bump her down. Not sure really, but for now she's S plus. And if you're Archer main, you can invest in her right now. But like if you're going for one more Archer, maybe you should save your heads to see what Herman looks like. Next up is Gilgamesh. In my opinion, Gilgamesh today is not a really good investment. Even if you have him today, like or maxed him before, I don't think really you should like use him in the field. His skill damage is not really high, and although maybe he can be used in rallying against Zenobia, but today we are going to talk about field investment, not rally or garrison. That's why, in my opinion, Gilgamesh should go to D tier. Another one is Zhuge Liang, and this commander is a real beast. And oh my god, in my opinion, he's the best commander not only for archers and in all the game. He has 5 target, high damage, 2000 damage factor, circular AoE. He has some health and skill damage bonus, raw damage, and many things like that. And basically you can use him with any archer like pairs, and that pair would be amazing. That's why he's going straight to S tier and better than Boudica, in my opinion. Next up is Nebuchadnezzar. So Nebuchadnezzar is a really good commander, but if I want to talk about investments today, maybe you should not invest in him right now. But like, if you have him or want to invest him, I think the minimum for Nebu is 5511, but 5515 is like basically the complete because the expert is not very valuable for 310 heads for the last 4 skills. And basically, in my opinion, Nebu like damage is going a bit outdated, but like it's AoE and 5 target. For now, I'm gonna put him at S tier, but maybe I bump her down. Um, Artemisia. So this is basically like Nebu. I think when Herman comes, one of the Nebu or Artemisia will be benched. But the downside with Artemisia is she can only be paired with Boudica Prime, and the reason for that is she silences herself for 3 seconds. But when she's paired with Boudica, basically it has 80% then to shrug off the silence and deals 50% without like worrying about not dealing the skill damage. Her skill damage is a little bit outdated, but she has AoE in her second skills. She has like amazing tankiness, 20% health and 20% defense. And I think the minimum investment for her is 5511, and like I think you should stop at 5515 if you want to go. The max is really not worth it because like it's like a give or take, and like you deal some small amount of damage over time, but the enemy deals 15% more skill damage. That's why I don't think it's worth 310 head. In my opinion, you can switch. Let's bump Nebu and Artemisia to 8 here because like with the new archers coming, I don't know like what will happen, but you can switch between these in my opinion. But personally, I like Artemisia a little more, and I think one of them will be benched after the new commanders. Next up is Cyrus. So Cyrus like was a great commander back then, but today like he doesn't do enough, and his damage is single target. He has some AoE that can be triggered, but like the damage is so low, and I think maybe we can put him at C tier because like he's a little bit outdated and you shouldn't be investing in him right now. Next up is Ramses. So Ramses, like Cyrus, is outdated currently, and you shouldn't invest in him right now. But like if you have him, I don't think you should use him also. But maybe in some situations where you can get good trades, like KVK3 maybe. But in SOC, especially in high seed, if you use him, you will get melted and it's not worth it. So in my opinion, Ramses is going to the D tier with Gilgamesh. Like he doesn't just do enough, and I think you should use him at max if you want to use him, because like otherwise you won't get the value. And the downside with Ramsey and some commander is that they don't have a march speed. Like Ramsey, for example, have triggered march speed when you're targeted, but you should keep that in mind. For example, if you wanna pair like Artemisia, you need to pair her with some commander that has march speed, like if they don't have, because they will be so slow in the field if they don't have march speed. That's why march speed I think today is very important, is in the big brawls. So and the next commander that I want to talk about is Tomiris. So Tomiris is a very complicated commander, but and her debuff is amazing, if not the best, one of the best debuffs in the game because of the poison. It can stack up to 15 times, and it can give extra 45% damage to the target, and that's very amazing. It has some attack and counter attack, but the main focus is the debuff and the poison. Um, Although you won't actually get the 15 stacks every time, maybe 7 to 10 most of the time, depending on what commander you're going to use for. And the pairs for Tomiris, the pairs that you need to use, maybe not rage generating commanders and rage engine commanders. And that's why I think I will put her in B tier. Maybe I bump her up a little bit depending on the list. And Edward of Woodstock, like if you're a whale and want to invest, before I said that, that's why I remember, if you if you're a whale and you wanna use Tomiris, I think you should invest in her right now, because like she's very amazing in swarming garrison. But otherwise, if you're free to play, or like going to open field focus only, that's what the topic is, I don't think you should invest in her right now. But if you have her, I think you can use her like as a third or maybe second Archer March. So the next commander is Edward of Woodstock. Edward of Woodstock is a bad commander in my opinion, and the only reason I can think of to use him is when if you are a super mega Kraken and whale and you wanna use him in KVK2 for some rallying maybe, and the pay for him is basically Tomiris because he has a slow rate generator and lets Tomiris to stack maybe close to 15 times, not every time 15. But in my opinion, if you're an SOC and free to play, you shouldn't invest in him at all. And if you already have him maxed, you shouldn't use him unless you are in a KVK2 maybe. That's why he's going into F tier. So Yi Sang. Yi Sang is a really good commander. You can pair him with many archer marches, for example, Ramses or Henry, Burica, Zhuge Liang, Nebu, and many more. And in my opinion, he needs to be like paired with someone tanky because he is a glass cannon, but his damage output is very high. He has 50% extra skill damage to the target, and that's crazy. In my opinion, Yi Sang is not outdated today if you want to invest. But if you're like in season one, I think you should invest in him. Like not in all cases, but if you're going to be Archer main, I think you need to have him. But if not, maybe you can skip him. So that's why I think he's in S tier, like better than Nebu or Artemisia. And like the best pair I think for him, like maybe could be um, Henry with Yesang, you can say, or like Zhuge Liang with Nissan, but it misses out on some march speed, and that's very important. You need to use it like if you're going to micromanage it, or Burica with Isang on some other pace, but that was the best three in my opinion. So the next one we are going to talk about is Amanitor. Amanitor today is not a really a great investment. You shouldn't be using her in the field also. Like maybe in some cases, maybe, just maybe, if you're like stupid enough to do that, maybe you should like use her with Artemisia because Amanitor basically puts like remove and silence, not even 80%, but 100%, and you can basically get that to raw 50%, or if you have 5511, 25% damage or casts for Artemisia, and that's really good. But in my opinion, you shouldn't be investing in, maybe we can say here or F tier or D. In my opinion, not F but D tier. The next is Thutmose. Thutmose, in my opinion, you shouldn't be investing because he's a gold key commander. And if you want to use him, maybe if you're a Mega Whale or Kraken in season 1, you can max him for just season 1, season 2. But after that, he's not really usable if you're even maxing. Although the relic on him is good, but yeah, it's not doing enough. In my opinion, F tier because it's a free commander. So, and two of these is Herman, which I said I will talk about. So Herman, in my opinion, could be one of the best commanders in the game. I don't know, but there's a leak out there that said in Pakal and Theodora skills that Herman is a poison commander. I think if it's a poison commander, maybe we could do some combos with Tomiris. We really don't know like how the stacks for of poison will be looking like. That's why we can't really tell. But probably I think S tier, S plus. And for other one, the rally commander, I don't really know the name exactly. But like if he wants, but I think he will be the new meta for the archers, like for rallying, but for field, we really don't know. Personally, I hope he'll be like Henry, not like Dido. For example, Dido is not really usable, but Henry is a beast. I think better than even Nebu or Artemisia. That's why. So I won't put those two commanders anywhere because we don't know what will be expected from Lilith. But so now we can put in like set up the tier maker. So you guys can have a better see on what's going to happen. So in my opinion, for S plus, it's really good. Zhuge Liang, the best commander, and Burika as the second best for now. The S, in my opinion, you can switch up with Henry and Yisung, but in my opinion, Yisung is a little bit better than Henry. But I think today, if you wanna use Henry, use two archer marches, you need to use Henry also. But like maybe Herman counts Henry. Like if you want to use only two archer marches, will be benched. But for three archer marcher, you should have Henry 100% max or 5515. So then A tier is Artemisia and Nebu. As I said, one of them will be benched. And we can switch also, but personally, because of the tankiness of the Artemisia, if you have Burika max, I think Artemisia can be a little bit better than Nebu. But like people have different opinions. It depends what situation you are in or what pairs you are going to use. That's what. So Nebuchadnezzar is a really good commander, but he's a little bit glass cannon. Maybe you can use Nebu with the best pairs is, in my opinion, can be Zhuge with Nebu. You can use Nebu with YSG, but you will get targeted fast and melted. That's why I think Nebu should be secondary with Zhuge Liang primary. And like overall, both Artemisia and Nebu are good commanders if you wanna use them. But for investment, I think if you wanna invest in the right now, you should wait to see Herman and the other rally commander. I think Tamar's place is really good as a B tier because like she's currently better than all these commanders in CD and S tier. But like with Herman coming in, we really don't know. We are going to bump her down or bump her up. It really depends. But for now, I don't think you should be investing. But if you have him ever, you should. You not should, but you maybe if you have like extra resources and doesn't have like any of these, maybe you can consider pairing her. Maybe the best pair maybe for him is Zhuge Liang because although Zhuge Liang generates rage fast, but today, like if you're going to use something like uh, Henry, the problem will be single target damage, or someone like Edward, like you will just get melted and targeted because the primary is Edward, obviously. That's why I think the best pair is Zhuge Liang for her, and yeah, B tier is good. So for the C tier, uh, I think it's also good for Cyrus because it doesn't do enough. Maybe for D tier, maybe we can bump Ramses up. Like as I said, he's D, but like if you have him, like it's kind of better than these two, and I think not better than Cyrus, but Ramses is it's a C tier, we can say, like not that D. He's good, but like stats based and like yeah, not today, but better than those two in my opinion. And between Gilgamesh and Amanitor, maybe something Gilgamesh is better, but in my opinion, Amanitor is a little bit better because of the pairing with Artemisia and the Shrug of Silence for 100%. So in the F tier, I think Thutmose is the last because like a free commander, why you want to invest heads if you're not a Kraken or Whale. I think Edward is a little bit better than Queen Dido because like Queen Dido doesn't really do enough. But maybe Dido. I really don't know because like I don't know how to compare them. But I think Edward is a little bit better. But yeah, you shouldn't invest in Edward or either Queen Dido right now. And in my opinion, that's the tier. That's the best archer investment order today. But keep in mind, if you if you don't have like many heads, you should wait until we see Herman. And I'm going to make a video about him when we get more leaks about him. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, see you.